Before I say anything else here, this video has Love is Blind Season 4 spoilers in it. So if you haven't watched the series, save this video for later and come back and watch it. You know how sometimes when people talk about their relationships and how they knew they were with the right person, they say things like, when you know, you know. I used to say that before I got divorced. And I was watching this latest season of Love is Blind, and I was watching Jackelina say that. She said one of the reasons why she couldn't be with Marshall was that she didn't have that feeling that everyone was talking about, that you know when you know feeling. Now, I'm not saying that Marshall was the right partner for Jackelina, but what I am saying is that if he was, this isn't the feeling that she should be going by, that you know when you know feeling. We need to talk about this because for some people, it truly does work. But for a lot of us, myself included, going by this when you know feeling just doesn't work. So that's what I'm talking about today. Why going by that feeling for some of us gets us into toxic relationships and what you want to be looking for instead. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Lindsay and I am the Real Love Alchemist. I help you go from bad relationships to real love with the magic of subconscious work. So if you're looking for coaching and you're interested in working with me, click on the link in the description. You might be thinking, well, Lindsay, isn't that what everyone says? That when they met their partner, they just knew? I knew that also when I was with my ex-husband. And now I'm divorced. And that was a toxic relationship. Going by that feeling did not work out for me. And it hasn't worked out for most of my clients either. So let's talk about what's really going on here. We can put that you know when you know feeling into the category of intuition. But here's where it gets tricky. When it comes to love and relationships, what feels like intuition could actually just be a sense of familiar patterns. A sense of this being a person who feels like how you experienced relationships when you were younger. If you have relationship anxiety, you could have a very strong feeling that this person isn't right for you, but it's really your anxiety talking. So this is where it gets really tricky here. And it's also the reason why I've stopped going by that knowing feeling. So why shouldn't Jackelina in Love is Blind or you go by that feeling? Well, as Love is Blind unfolded, we got to learn a little bit about her past relationship history. And it was clear that she ended up in a lot of painful relationships. So when sweet and supportive Marshall came along, Jackelina had a hard time with that. She wanted him to be more aggressive. She was having a hard time feeling attraction to him. Now again, I'm not saying that Marshall was the right person for her, but you could tell she was really struggling with being with someone as sweet and supportive as Marshall, which means that Jackelina is used to toxic relationships, and that's the kind of dynamic that will feel right to her until she does the healing work. When you transition from toxic to healthy relationships, it can feel really strange at first. If you're not used to someone loving you well and treating you well, it can feel completely foreign. And you may have a feeling that this isn't the right relationship for you. It's very different from what you're used to, and it won't feel right at first. You have to go through a transition period, and then eventually it does start to feel more right. So like I said earlier, I've thrown out trying to look for that right feeling. Instead of looking for that knowing feeling, I pay attention to how I feel with someone. Do I feel loved? Do I feel cared for? Do I feel supported? Do I also feel some attraction? Maybe they're not the person I feel the most attracted to ever, but do I feel some attraction to this person? Do I feel like they bring out the best in me? Do I know how they feel about me? Do they tell me? Are they very open that they love me and they care for me? Do I feel safe and secure? If the answer to all of those questions is yes, that's how I know I'm with the right person. What do you think about how Love is Blind unfolded between Jackelina, Marshall, and Josh? Do you think things will work out between her and Josh? Let me know in the comments. Want to hear more of my takes on Love is Blind? Check out this video here.